Hey everyone, I wanted to give you an update on my lens neurofeedback sessions and my EMDR sessions for anxiety and trauma recovery. So I got the number. I have done 14 lens neurofeedback sessions and I've done 5 actual EMDR sessions, so that's not including the session that I did as sort of setting up and going through the list of targets for the trauma events, setting that all up. So I've had 14 lens neurofeedback sessions and I have my next one in a couple of days. And so basically the average amount of sessions, I think everyone says, is 10. And then you can go up to 20 sessions. That will give you that really permanent or lasting results that they call it. And everyone is different. So it really just depends. So because we keep seeing movement in the last 6 sites that are still suppressed, I could keep going up to 20 to see if I can get those unsuppressed. So basically, if before the 20 session mark we don't see movement happening anymore, we'll just stop the sessions for lens neurofeedback and then I'll just do EMDR. So after my last session, so it is Monday today, I had my last session on Friday, and I have to say, overall, I can still notice an improvement from even the last week before. It's like I noticed these incremental changes in just how my mind feels, even physically, the space in my brain, it feels like I have more, it's lighter, it feels like there's less in there, it just feels more organized. And I also noticed that I am less reactive, and it's harder for me to stay in negative thoughts. So that's been really great for me because, like I've mentioned in previous update videos, it can be difficult for me to regulate myself emotionally, not I'm going crazy or anything like that, but it would normally take me a lot longer to sort of get myself together if something happens that upsets me or hurts my feelings or things like that. So I've noticed that I'm definitely less reactive, and I have this calmer state. I can really feel the calmness. So on Friday I had my lens neurofeedback and EMDR session, and I had personal training after that, and my trainer said she also noticed that I just seemed really chill. She said, I can feel your calmness. And also friends have mentioned to me too that I seem calmer. Another friend of mine said, since I started the treatment, she knows that I'm softer in the face. I just have this softer energy about me. So definitely I still noticed an improvement from the last session. So one of my biggest issues with sort of the trauma and the trauma history I developed a very strong habit of ruminating thoughts and obsessive thinking, and sometimes obsessing where it really distracts me from my day. It's disruptive, and now I'm still having ruminating thoughts, but way less. The intensity is so much less, and also it stops a lot faster. And since Friday I've felt little surges of anxiety. So I'll feel a little bit of anxiety, but then it'll go away. And I think that's just, my brain and body kind of adjusting to the lens neurofeedback and also the EMDR session. And it's just been, like I said, I notice everything diffusing more and more, the intensity of things going away more and more. I'm noticing that it's harder for me to get stuck in negative thought patterns. And when I do feel some anxiety, I don't have to spend the whole day like I used to trying to get myself balanced and regulated again. It's fairly quick for me. Like if I just go out for a walk, I go to a yoga class. What I've been doing lately is taking my mat out to, I live in a gorgeous area in Vancouver, and I take my mat out to the park where I have an ocean view, and I'll do 30 minutes of exercise, like 15 minutes of like light resistance band training, and then, like 15 minutes of yoga movement. So that's really been helping me, and it'll help immediately. Like, whereas before, even if I would do those things, it would take longer to come back. Like, it'd take longer to still get myself regulated. So the fact that I don't have to spend all day trying to get myself regulated again is so great. Like, I'm so grateful for this therapy. Like, I've done EMDR before, and for a couple of things, and it was very helpful, really diffused all of the intensity. And what EMDR really what happens for me is just that charge gets removed, and then that event actually feels like it's in the past, compared to when you think about that incident or that thing that happened, and all the emotions will come rushing back, and you'll sort of start feeling those things in your body again that you were feeling maybe when you were going through that situation, that traumatic event. So that's what the EMDR really helps with. And for me, I've discovered through EMDR that I really have held all of this trauma that I've had in my life so much in my body. Like, my body has really held on to years and years and years of trauma. And the other thing also is I have more body awareness now as a result. Like after last week's session that I didn't mention in the last video, is that I noticed that I could feel my muscles more. Like, my muscles, I felt this kind of tired in my muscles, like in my legs. And I was like, am I really tired, or is this the first time I'm really noticing this tiredness in my muscles? And that made me get more rest, and I actually felt much better afterwards. So that's my update from my last session. So it's been 14 lens neurofeedback sessions, 5 EMDR sessions, and I have my next sessions in a couple of days, and I'll make another update on that. And I'm just really grateful, because where I was when I started to where I am now, it's a huge difference, and I really feel like I'm finding solutions that are permanent here, that are going to make permanent changes when it comes to the trauma and the trauma symptoms and the mental patterns that I've had as a result of that trauma. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will answer any questions you have. And if you want any other kind of update on that part of either the EMDR or the lens neurofeedback, just let me know, and I'll be happy to respond. So I will talk to you all later.